Alrighty, yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy Mr. DDG94 back with another reaction video. And today we're going to react to the complete compilation of Derrick Rose's greatest stories told by NBA players and NBA legends. Now, we did Tracy McGrady, we did Kobe. It's only right we do Derrick Rose. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Welcome to the complete collection of Derrick Rose's greatest stories, told by NBA players and legends. If you are new around here and you haven't seen an episode within this series, there is a playlist link in the description box down below. Click on that link and you'll find all the episodes within the series. Thank you to everyone that mentioned I should do an episode on Derrick Rose. If you would like to support the channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and hit that notification button so you never miss an episode within the series. Without further ado, I quickly want to thank Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Before the video begins, this video is kindly sponsored by Manscaped. I'm sure you're all very
Sponsor block, what are you
I
doing?
A lot of great players. Derrick Rose during that time was probably the most talented player I ever played with.
Obviously, don't become an MVP, but not working hard.
I think the only word that he really cares about is winning.
Like some of your favorite players I've been seeing when D Rose was MVP here, D Rose and D Rose and D Rose. I've been seeing people catch the Rose flu.
Yeah. Derrick is a dude that, got a great work ethic, very humble.
I admire how humble he is about the game.
Such a good, humble kid.
He's a humble guy.
And they had a young D Rose before the MVP Rose, the season before.
Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
But that was a quality that I had when I was a kid growing up.
How did MJ impact you growing up in Chicago?
Oh man, growing up in Chi, I had a chance to go over MJ crib when I was younger, when I was like in high school. But like I said, in Chicago, basketball is a culture, so it holds weight. So I got invited to his house when I was a sophomore. I wake up that morning, they picked me up, we head out there, and I just remember getting to the gate. You see the 23 on the gate open, and we drive in, and
that house still up for sale. That's crazy how nobody never bought that house. Niggas is buying Mike Tyson house. What's his name? Evander Holyfield's old house. Muhammad Ali's. These niggas buying up all these other niggas' houses and shit. That's big as fuck. But don't nobody want to buy Michael Jordan house. Damn. That's crazy.
And you see like this impeccable like landscape, and you keep driving through the driveway, and we saw like a speed sign that blew me away. Like, wow, you got a speed sign in his driveway. So we get to the house, and it's like a palace, it's like a complex, and you see like 5 or 6 vehicles out there. So we get out the car, and I remember the main entrance was to our left. We were going to the right. So when we get out the car, we passed by the 6 vehicles that we saw when we was pulling in. They were 6 Bentleys, GTs. Blew me away. We get to the entrance, and the whole time I'm thinking like, man, I'm not gonna see MJ. He's gonna be somewhere else in the house. He's just gonna let us play in the gym and all that. The door, it was where the gym was. They ran that hooping. Like that whole time, I watched them every second while I was there. Like watched them the entire time. Watching them be a dad. Watch them take out garbage. Like things I never thought I'd be able to see. But I got that opportunity. So I remember that them taking me back home, and I'm in my room, and I got the TV off, and I'm looking at the paint on my wall, because like a couple of months prior to that, I tried to paint my room with blue paint, and the paint job was terrible. So I'm looking at the paint like, man, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing here? And I remember like having that jinx feeling that I had like prior, like to me actually meeting Mike when I was younger. I used to always feel like I was gonna get jinxed because I was winning a lot. So ninth grade, after I met them, after I went to that crib, it went away. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna get that lifestyle. My mom gonna live decent. Whatever I gotta do, I gotta do it. And I promised myself that night that I was gonna be on a mission. And me seeing that, with MJ giving me the opportunity, it made me, let me manifest my dreams from what I saw.
Rose raises up, step down. Now Rose raises. Rose flashes right on in.
Sean, this is in trouble. He's in trouble. As soon as he laid his back down, just turned Kwame around it. I'm not sure Kwame was sure which side he went by him.
Rose again, flies in.
And one.
My colleague, Missy Isaacson, actually got Mike on the phone a couple hours ago, and he had this to say about you. I'm very happy for him. The Bulls deserve an all-star. He is a very special player. He will represent Chicago well. Congratulations to him and the Bulls. Hearing that from him, what does that make you feel like?
Oh, we're not gonna record that conversation. Oh, we're not gonna record it. For him to say that, it's crazy. That's crazy right there.
Young guys do not earn your praise easily. But there was clearly a respect on the court while you were going after him, he was going after you from that first game. And last year too, something happened, something impressed you about him. What was it, Coach?
Well, I mean, I can tell when a player truly wants to be better, when a player truly wants to improve. And I respect that about them. And I admire that. And that was a quality that I had when I was a kid growing up. And, that being said, I mean, I've seen improvement in this game from last year to this year. He has a long range ball now. He can score behind the pick and shoot. He can pull up off the dribble and shoot. Him getting to the rim obviously goes, unquestioned. So seeing that improvement shows me that he's putting the time into the gym. And I certainly respect that.
Favorite point guard battle?
D Rose.
D Rose, the God. 2 point guards.
His rookie year. Go is that nigga 7 games? Proud.
A future All-Star and possible MVP was his first playoff game ever, and that was against the Boston Celtics.
That series right there is hands down the greatest fucking playoff series I have ever witnessed in my lifetime. That is hands down the greatest playoff series ever fucking played. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch the 2009 first round between the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls. That is the greatest series. When I'm talking about game winners, overtimes, technical fouls, that's playoff basketball. They was going at it, bro. 7-game series and everything, bro. That was arguably one of the greatest series I have ever witnessed in my lifetime, bro. Chicago versus Boston, 2009, first round. Great-ass series.
I believe I was actually having like a house gathering with some friends. Everybody just sort of stopped what we were doing.
He is out of this world. First game of the playoffs? That's what they're telling us.
It's a very special place to play. A lot of history. They were the defending champs. What he did that night was just show that I'm here to stay and nobody can stop me. People really underestimate having hope. And that's what Derrick represented for us as his teammates and for the city.
1-point lead for the Bulls. There is Rose towards Brad Miller. As if to say, where were you? Was realizing he does. And hits it.
How about the Bulls with an 8-point lead here in the Garden?
I miss them silky jerseys, though. Don't y'all miss them silky jerseys? I hate these mesh type jerseys, bro. I hate these, bro. I miss those silky, like, jerseys, bro. Them jerseys was fire, bro. Why did they just go all mesh? Shit is terrible. I like the silky ones better, bro.
Can you compare a primetime D Rose to anyone you've ever either played against or seen? Can you compare him to anybody?
Nah, man, ain't nobody.
See, I was about to say you can't.
Anybody fuck with him like 7 games here when he was out there. So he put your ass in trouble. You on your heels the whole game. The whole game. Ain't no one person in front of him. You got a whole scout report on him for sure. So that's how we have.
Pack the paint, pack the paint.
And he's still getting there and jumping over everybody.
He's still gonna get in there, but then he can hit that little one dribble pull up too. He's hitting that too. He's hitting threes when he's rolling like he was
too explosive, yo.
Miller's got 14, Miller's got 10.
And 1.
You can't foul there.
Were you aware that you tied Abdul-Jabbar's first playoff game in his debut? He had 36 points. You had 36 points and assists. Were you aware of that record?
No, ma'am, but I'm happy I'm there.
We didn't win the championship. We lost in the first round, but people still come up to me in Chicago and talk to me about that series.
That year, my brother was playing on the opposite team. Derrick just get to going crazy, like buck after buck. Nobody anticipated the Bulls to even win or have a chance. So after the game, I remember talking to my brother, and he just told me he real. He like, nah, he real.
I mean, he was a for sure one-man fast break. Every night.
Could have been another team.
Yeah.
Oh, so it could have been another team.
It could have been.
So
yeah, it sounded like
it wasn't just Miami that this could have worked in. It
Miami was the only. Well, I don't know if it was. I don't know, but I know at the time when we were trying to make a decision of what city we wanted to play in and what we wanted to be, like we had to keep our options open too. These other Chicago was on the top of both of our lists.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much Chicago. Miami was on the top. So Chicago at the time they had to offer. They had 2 max contracts, and they had a young D Rose before the MVP Rose this season before.
There was so much talk in 2010 about LeBron and Wade coming to Chicago. Did you envision it then? Think about you guys playing together at that point?
Yeah, a little bit.
They had a Lou Aldane, they had Noah, they had, you know what I'm saying, they had all these pieces. So I'm like, in the city, in Chicago, in one of the biggest markets.
That would have been crazy. Yeah.
But then it was like, me, you, and D Rose. That's a lot. It's one ball. We all need it.
Yeah.
That may be too much.
Where this afternoon, 2 championship contenders.
There's Jesse Jackson at the game enjoying the festivities at the United Center. Saw a lot of that guy. Derrick Rose. Bulls start the second half strong. There's D Rose, hand in his face. Go sit down. Then it's D Rose's turn once again.
Busting their ass. Busting their ass.
Seriously. Sickening what he does to the defense. So in the fourth, Derrick Rose trying to take over as the battle of MVP candidates heated up. There's Wade answering with the 3. Bulls still out by 2. Rose, anything you can do, I can do better.
And
watch what I
1.
do to Mario Chalmers. You like that? No, sir. His big night, not enough. With no LeBron, Bulls send the Heat to a season-high tying 3rd straight loss with their 8th straight win at the United Center, their longest home streak since 05.
They won 2 championships right after that.
Were you thinking at all what it would be like? Did you ever in your mind say, I could imagine running with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James?
Oh, yeah. I tried, too. Like, people always said I didn't recruit. I tried to recruit. I put out the video, but it wasn't for me to say that. I felt like the organization was supposed to say that, and they didn't.
And this past week admitted that he, in fact, did text LeBron James in the offseason. Here's what he said in the text.
Just text him, just let him know that I wouldn't mind playing with him. And all the rumors that I didn't want to play with him, they was false. Text back, say he didn't believe it or whatever. I just told him I just wanted to win. That was the biggest thing, was just winning to me. And that was it.
What did you do?
I put out the video for them to him, Chris Bosh, and LeBron.
And the organization didn't send it?
I mean, it ain't for me to say that, but yeah, they didn't say anything about it. They sent it. I don't know if they really actually looked at it or played the video, but I made the video. But at the time, it wasn't for me to say that.
You mean a video of you talking, saying, come play with me and come to Chicago?
Yes. It's high. The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
I seen what was happening in Detroit, and it was kind of breaking up that team, and I was like, all right, you know what, Red? You know, maybe it's your time to go, right? So, like, you start thinking, you start looking at all the different teams and saying, you know, what is the best fit, right? I knew Chicago at the time needed a 2-guard, right? And I felt like, all right, you know what? I can be the missing piece to get them over the hump, because for Chicago at the time, they will always meet up against the Miami Heat with LeBron and D. Wade.
Welcome to the American Airlines Arena, sold out as it has been all season, as late arriving as they may be. Still every seat sold to see some of the big stars in the NBA as the Bulls and Heat beat head-to-head. Nobody considered them a title contender. People now say maybe they can. Big reason, Derrick Rose has been great this year.
Well, look at the fact that he's in the top 10, not only in scoring, but in assists. And then he's improved his field goal, three-point shooting, and at the foul line. With the clock going down, Mike, there is no one better that you want having the ball because of his incredible quickness.
Rose fakes a 3, takes a better 2.
See LeBron explode and get that board.
Rose scored as James was there waiting for him. Rose, see if he fouls him. There he goes.
Busting their ass.
He's 5 for 10 at halftime, and he has 5 assists. We're seeing him at his best.
Had them boys going back to the locker room crying because they lost. They couldn't beat the Chicago Bulls. Had them boys in the locker room crying. They gonna cry in the locker room. Derrick Rose had grown ass men in the locker room crying because they couldn't beat him. They was beating everybody else except the Bulls. And then they went out there and they tried to beat the Bulls. The Bulls bust their ass. Derrick Rose came out there and whooped their ass. And they went to the locker room crying. Crying. Because you can't beat Derrick Rose. Come on, man. Where they do that at? Have LeBron, Bosh, and them crying. We can't beat them, man. We gotta do better, man. Had them in the locker room crying, man. That's crazy.
He's not forcing a thing.
I admire his passion. I admire how humble he is about the game. And, you know, I think the only word that he really cares about is winning. You know, and, you know, for him to be as young as he is, to have a franchise on his back and be able to carry it, you know, in his home city. I think he's great. Not only for the city of Chicago, he's great for the NBA. You know, he's great for all kids that look up to him as well. You know, he's an unbelievable talent. And I'm looking forward to joining him on the Olympic team.
And the second round will be the key in the East.
For the Heat, there's that uncanny ability of Rose.
From Chicago.
Rose is back in. Rose, what speed?
Busting their ass.
Bulls by 4. Rose.
No answer.
27 points for the MVP candidate, Derrick Rose, on the road in Miami. And the Chicago Bulls have swept the Heat 3 games this year.
Now you guys have the season sweep on Miami. What kind of statement does that make about where the Chicago Bulls team is and, you know, where your place is in the league?
We just think that we can contend with any team in the league. As long as we play hard, play with an edge, I think that we should be fine.
One theory is slow down Derrick Rose, you beat the Bulls. That's simple.
Yeah, you have an idea how to do that? He's MVP.
And we always say about our athletes that, hey, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. In 2010, 2011, Derrick Rose walked the walk.
Goes to his left, goes right line. This is MVP time. You hear the MVP chants. Why not?
The MVP season was just crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Getting a chance to play with Derrick Rose the year after coming off his MVP season. You guys are in the playoffs, mistake me if I'm wrong, game in hand. Tibbs keeps him in, he gets hurt, and never comes back the same.
Bro, like, I played with a lot of great players. Derrick Rose during that time was probably the most talented player I ever played with.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's at 23 too. Think about that. Just starting.
At 23, man, yo, this dude was ridiculous. And I seen what he was doing in practice, night in and night out, and he had a great work ethic. Like, and Derrick was that type of guy. So playing against the 76ers during that time, and yeah, a lot of people say, hey, you know what, why was Derrick in the game? And you know, I would ask the question too.
I remember those playoffs starting, and I believed in my soul, in my heart, that nobody could fuck with us. It's a pretty good feeling to feel that way. And nobody is going to be able to take this from us. This is our chance to win the championship. Derrick was ready. We were ready for him. That game one, I mean, we were so ready.
I remember coming down. I think I made like a jump up to like a pass.
When that happens, I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, bro, get up. Like, get up.
I remember passing the ball and feeling like my ACL tear out a little bit. It didn't tear out away, it tore a little bit. So when I went down on the floor, after I threw the pass, I went down on the floor. Right when I like laid down and put my hands over my head, I felt it tear a toe, like it totally tore. My leg just started shaking. I didn't know what was going on. I remember walking to the back to get a X-ray. The X-ray, of course, didn't do anything. They needed an MRI. And I remember going to the MRI. After getting out the MRI machine, they told me that it was tore and just breaking down. I couldn't believe it.
When Derrick went down, I was like, I'm going to be out for a couple games, but it's going to be all right. I remember where I was sitting when I got the news that he tore his ACL. It was a lot.
When he doesn't get up and he's walking off, man, it crushed me. Not because of my own individual, me coming there and wanting to win the championship, but just knowing Derrick is a good kid. Derrick is a dude that, got a great work ethic, very humble. And this guy right here, man, best point guard in the game. Like couldn't nobody mess with D Rose during that time, So to see him going down, I just felt like our chances of winning the championship is very rare to none.
There may be no highlight or video clip that former players want to see less than the one you just saw right there of Derrick Rose, first game of the playoffs, blowing out his left knee, torn ACL. Reggie, when you saw that happen, when you watch something like that, what's hitting you in the gut?
So when he went down and the camera focused on his face, right then and there, because he's never really had a major injury throughout his whole career, AAU, high school, college, whatever. You could see on his face that it was something serious.
Guys are coming back in every sport from ACL, so there's no doubt he's going to be okay in terms of his recovery. But how much of the explosion will he lose, and how can he?
How much up here? Yeah. How much up here is really going to... He does that move how many times a game? 20, 30?
To be able to make that move and just explode. It's mental, but it's about having the confidence. Okay, my knee. I think for him, the big question is now, do you change your approach to the game? Do you change your game? I mean, is he going to become more of a facilitator? Can he? Can he think the game? Can he play the game? You don't think about those moves, Chuck, I think for him. How do you land? And do you go full speed? And that's going to be the big difference, I think, for Derrick Rose.
I'm not wearing that man's sneakers. I gotta play against him, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not nothing against D Rose, you know what I mean? I love what he does. It won't be on my foot. I can't wait to play D Rose. I can't wait.
Finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away. Ah! It's over. The Bulls win at the buzzer.
And he jumps in midair, catch him, and he's just got the stale face. That's my Derrick Rose.
Words at the time couldn't describe that feeling. The thought process was, man, we overcame. You overcame, we overcame, and it's paid off. It showed at that moment. We just thought it was nothing but great from there.
That was a crazy year, and that was a really, really big shot. And I really felt like this was the chance for us to go to the finals.
I was supposed to get the ball in the corner. I said, forget it. I ran towards the ball. They gave me an opportunity to get the shot off. And I just got to thank my teammates, man. They give me so much energy. They give me so much confidence, man. They give me the ball when I need it. And they live with me. They live with my mistakes. I'm fortunate, very fortunate.
Congratulations on the win. Mike, back to you.
14 of his 30 points, Lisa, here in the fourth quarter. The native son of Chicago gives the Bulls a thrilling and exhilarating win.
You know, we were, again, headed in a good direction. So many people had kind of written him off and talked poorly about him. His heart had changed in some ways too, you know, about how people perceived him. As an organization, we were kind of in an iffy spot, and we knew we had some decisions to make going forward.
Derrick, you'll be 29 when this contract ends. Can you think of playing for another team other than the Bulls?
I don't think so, unless they trade me or something. Unless they trade me.
That ain't happening.
I would want to finish my career here, but we'll have to see.
You lying.
Just in all.
It's no hard feelings, like nothing, no grudges or anything for us. It's no hard feelings at all. I understand it's a business, and they're trying to do what's best for the team, I guess. And I don't think I would be wrong for using that as motivation.
I don't know why I was traded, but I would like to tell him thank you. For real.
Well, I think they have to be happy, mainly because he's been solid. He's played between 30 and 32 minutes in the 4 games, averaging 16 points on 16 shots, 45% shooting. Okay, the rebounding solid for a point guard, but the assist, 2.5, he is not in the top 40. That has got to change.
Rose fakes, drives, gets inside once again. Dangerous pass, gets it to Rose. Rose drives underneath, layup.
Jimmy Butler didn't know what to do on that one.
Rose jump shot.
In your face. Come here. Rondo, get this work.
Around again the shape. Rose inside the Noah and the layup. And Rose with his 10th assist of the game. Rose drives, layup.
And one.
And a foul on a beautiful move from Derrick Rose.
One thing we do know about Mr. Rose is he's a fighter. So these first couple games, he didn't play well, single digits last 3 games in a row. He's not going to quit. You're not going to break him. And it's early in the season. This is going into the playoffs to be a problem, but still plenty of basketball left. They'll be fine. New coach, new system, Noah coming off the bench, full team out there. They're adjusting, but Derrick Rose will be fine.
I'm God gifted, so if I just go out there and play, you'll be able to easily see that the best revenge is massive success, and that's the mindset that I have right now.
Rose attacks, challenges Derrick Rose, has 41. One up of his NBA career high. The stop, the go, the finish, 46 for Rose.
Even when a superhero is knocked down, he's still a superhero at the end of the day. And Derrick Rose showed why he's still a superhero.
Amazing story, just in terms of what he's been through. It's great for, obviously, him. Comeback story where all the opportunity, believe in yourself, and we obviously knew what he was capable of and the level that he was at before the injuries. And I know people that have been around him from then that have talked about how hard he works, and obviously don't become an MVP by not working hard, but that has carried him through the roller coaster ride he's been on.
Just understanding how hard he worked to get back. We seen him in here, sitting back on the court, just playing basketball, which we all know Derrick loves to do. That was great.
Now, I don't really like to do hypotheticals, but the trajectory you saw him on at 23, barring injury, where would he rank amongst the greats if we were, 15 years, 16 years in, and D Rose was just able to play through with no injury?
I don't think, Rose got to his potential. I don't. That's why I was about to say. To me, I agree with you when you say it's hard to say who, but in that same breath, to me, I gotta kind of slant towards D Rose because first of all, he's youngest MVP ever, but number two, he got to where he got without even you know what I'm saying. We don't even know if he reached his full potential. No, he didn't. I mean, he didn't reach his full potential. I think he had so much excitement. People gotta understand what this kid did. And then you go win Rookie of the Year, and you literally he lived out every Chicago kid's dream. And he maxed it though. Only thing he didn't do was get a chip, but he maxed it. He was the MVP of the league for the youngest ever. He the toast of the town. It don't matter what happened. They can't never take that man. But you can never Chicago. It ain't nothing that nobody can do about it. He did what he did. It can't nobody change it. Can't no injury change it. Can't nothing change it.
Where does he rank in his story? Because to me, he was a generational talent as well, but probably one of the most special.
At his position?
Yeah.
In my opinion, Derrick Rose is definitely top 10, easily. Could be top 5. Man, this dude, I'm telling you, I mean, there's a lot of great players in our game right now. When you're talking about the point guard's position, Russell Westbrook,
Steph, CP,
Kyrie. Yep. Listen. None of them dudes want to no smoke with Derrick Rose and Derrick Rose there.
Exactly.
I'm telling you right now, none of them dudes want to no smoke with D Rose during that time.
Was a problem.
Trust and believe.
I hate when people run away from competition. I hate when people don't want to play against or don't match up. I done seen it in the league. People been scared of each other. I done seen people fake injuries. Like some of your favorite players, I done seen when D Rose was MVP here, D Rose, and D Rose would beat Rose. I done seen people catch the Rose flu.
Yeah.
People think that's fake. We used to joke about it. Because me and D Rose sit right here, and we'll go out there. I used to start, and I knew when somebody was kind of shaking up on the sun, so, you're like, I knew my role.
Didn't you tell him earlier this year that you grew up watching his mixtapes? Did that happen on court? I think you told me a story like that.
Yeah, this was when he was with Detroit still. I got caught on a switch with him, and he went to his kind of in and out pull up or whatever, and actually I got to stop. I blocked it partially. Yeah, we secured the ball, went the other way, and there was a dead ball, a free throw. We were at the line. And he came up to me and he was like, "Man, Duncan, you must have been watching all my game film. You know my moves." And I just kind of laughed. I was like, "Man, I've been watching your game film and your highlights well before this year, man. I grew up watching that." And he just had this moment. He was like, "Man, that's crazy, man." And he said to me, he's like, "I'm a huge fan of your game." And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." I was like, no. I'm a fan of your game. And there was just kind of this little moment, the game within the game of that's crazy. Derrick Rose, former youngest MVP ever, all the accolades. It was definitely kind of that aha moment for me. I've had a bunch of them in my career, but it was definitely one of them.
Our community, we don't care how many times Derrick get hurt. That's a part of life. That's a part of being a basketball player. And we never saw a downside. We never thought about a slope.
But as a Bulls fan, what did you think of kind of the rise and fall, what happened with Derrick and seeing how high he went and then how low things got?
I mean, Derrick had no lows. He didn't, because he still maintained. Derrick is a legend, no matter what.
we always wanted him to come back. That was the most important thing, is Derrick coming back. We're his family, and we just love every time he came back.
Are there any Simeon players in the great lineage and history you look up to, role models?
Oh, Derrick Rose. I look up to that man so much.
Me being that 6th grade kid and eager to be in the gym with Derrick and be around greatness, just those little memories is what helped me be the person that I am and helped my hoop dreams and inspired me to go to Simeon and to be like him. That's my hero.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you once again to Manscaped for sponsoring this video.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so that's just going to about do it for this one, man. Derrick Rose was definitely a beast. Too bad the injuries got to him and all that. You know, could have definitely been one of the top. If not, if the way y'all talk about Steph Curry, y'all would probably still be saying the same thing about Derrick Rose. But, you know, shit happens. You know, that's life. Everything's not going to go your way. Just got to enjoy the ride while it lasts. Anyway, so just going to about do it for this one. I'll see you on the next video. Till then, peace out.